Well, hey there. This is Chris Allison, and I'm here to explain a little bit about the Iridology camera. This here is a center and side lighting Iridology camera, so you have the option of shooting either with a central lighting, which gets the flash in the pupil, or side lighting, which lights the iris with little flashes in the irides. There are some advantages to both, and you can talk to your iridology professor about that if you'd like. But this camera here gives you that option for both. And the way that works is through this right here. These little lights, well, illuminate the irides, and basically they're not actual lights. They are coming from the flash unit, and so the light travels down here and will come out a couple of those 4 different fiber optics. So if you're wanting to do a central lighting, which makes the flash go inside of the pupil, then you would be taking that cap off right there. So what this cap does is it goes and it covers the fiber optics here in the center. So when the cover is off, then light comes out of those fiber optics. When the cover is on, it does not. And so if you were going to be taking a side lit picture, then you want to pull these little caps off the side fiber optics. So the way the camera is calibrated is it's calibrated to allow light to come out of 2 but not 4 of these here. So one wouldn't never take a picture with all of the caps off. And then there's the central or the focus lighting, which is that one right there. If you notice that there are some lights coming out of the front, it's activated by this switch right here. Turn it off, turn it on, and that brings the lights there. And what that does is it illuminates the irides so that it makes it a lot easier to focus on the irides. You get to see the irides better, easier to focus. So that's how you turn the focus lights on. In order to turn the flash itself, then we're going to come back here, and there's a little button on the back of the flash. Move it to the left, you're going to hear a little bit of a whining noise as the capacitors charge up, and when that light flicks on right here, then you're ready to take a picture. To turn the camera on, that's going to be this little switch right here. It says on off. It's on right now. Now it's off. Now it's on. If you leave the camera on by mistake, it's really kind of okay. The camera has a 5-minute timed off. And then when you take a look at this right here, you want to shoot in M mode. That's because that's for manual. So the little white dot, the M should be right there. And when you take a look at the LCD screen in the back, you can activate the LCD screen by taking and just halfway push down the little button, and there you go. What you're going to see here is on the left hand side there's a 200, in the center is a 14, on the right is a 100. And what that is this is the shutter speed. If you notice that the LCD went off, so you just go and you push that button halfway down again, it brings it back for another 5 to 7 seconds. 200 shutter speed, 14 f-stop, which is there's a diaphragm that closes and opens inside the lens, and that number represents how much light is allowed to go into the sensor. So the way this camera is set up, it's on f14, and this particular lens is actually very sharp at f14. Some of them lose sharpness, but this is a very good lens at f14. And if you have a particularly dark iris, you may want to get a little bit more light in on the iris. And the way you would do that is you take this button here that says plus and minus on it, you push that down, and then this little knob right here will scroll back and scroll forward. And what that does is it opens and closes the aperture in the lens to either allow more light or less light to come in. In this situation, the lower the number, the more light goes into the sensor and the brighter the picture is going to be. So if you've got a particularly dark iris, You can push that button down there and scroll this to 11 or 13, and that should get you the extra light so that you can have the image that you're looking to see. And the ISO is how sensitive the sensor will be to the light. Then, let's see, there is a SD card. The SD card is where the information is stored when you take a picture. And it's behind this little door here. So I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, there it is. So the SD card is here. The way you take it out, you push on it, and then it just clicks out. You can pull it out like that. Those are the contacts. Push it back in and click it, and then it stays in place. And then you close the door by just closing the door. So that's that. Then there's going to be the lens. How is the lens set up? So we'll take a look at this here. That is on full. That allows the lens to come all the way out, and that's what you want. Then there's a little collar here, and this collar moves forward, moves back, moves forward, moves back. And what that does is that will activate the automatic focus here. When you see there, it probably says AF. There it is, AF. That's autofocus. Very few people use autofocus. Some people like it. I personally like manual focus. Oh, come on now. There we go. Manual focus. And in that manual focus setting, what you will do is you will make sure, let's see if I can do this so you can see it. When you turn the collar, the lens gets shorter. When you turn the collar the other way, the lens gets longer. So you're going to want to make sure this is all the way out. There'll be a little stop there for you to make it go all the way out. And then when you're taking a picture of someone's iris, the camera on the stand is going to go a little forward and a little back, and that's the way that you're going to be focusing. Some people like the autofocus. It's a little iffy. Sometimes the autofocus likes to focus on the cornea rather than the irides. And okay, so there is also this right here. This is where you're going to be looking through the camera to the irides to focus. And if you look over here, see there's a little dial. This is called a diopter. Now everybody's eyesight is just a little bit different. My eyes might be different than yours. So when I calibrated this camera, I adjusted the diopter to my eyes. Now your job is to adjust the diopter to your eyes. That way there, when you adjust the diopter or the viewfinder to your eyes, then the camera is going to see what you see. And so when you see a picture that's in focus, the camera will see a picture that's in focus. It's very important. If you loan the camera, or if you're in an office where several people are taking pictures with the same camera, you're going to want to have each person adjust the diopter, which is there's this little dial here. You can hear it click. And what that does is it moves a little lens inside and outside of the camera just a little bit, and it compensates for your eyesight and the camera. So that's that. Now, as far as setting the wires up, let's see. You can see there is a tie strap here. It holds one of the fiber optics in place. It holds the wires for the focus light in place. And then the focus light gets its energy from this battery pack right here. So when you receive the camera, most likely, this is going to be undone. And when you put it back in, there's a little bit of Velcro here and holds it in place. I like to line it up right on the front edge there. And I like to run this straight up here. It just looks better to me. I like it that way. And let's see, what else might there be? I think that is what I wanted to cover in this little video. Is it? Yes, I think it is. Okay, well, there you go. So this is the camera, and it takes great shots, honestly. It really does take great shots. And with the new central and side lighting option, it gives you the option of having the flash directly in the pupil of the eye, or the flash on the irides themselves. And so whatever your choice with that is, you have it. And so I hope this was educational and helpful, and I hope you have a great day. Take care, and I look forward to the next video.